Hi, I'm Kelly, and this is the story of why I got braces at age 24. So a little bit of backstory, I did get braces from ages 12 to 14. When I was 12, my teeth were in shambles. On my top jaw, my canines actually couldn't even come in because there was so much crowding on my top jaw and there wasn't enough space for my canines to come in. In general, there was a lot of crooked teeth on my top jaw, and then there was some crowding on my bottom jaw as well. So as a result, I got braces at age 12. From the get-go, my orthodontist could tell that I had a significant overjet. And what an overjet is basically when your top teeth are more in front of your bottom teeth. And he knew that by pulling down my canine teeth and straightening all my top teeth and bottom teeth, I was still going to have a significant overjet as a result. And so the option that he presented me with was extractions. So if you are familiar with orthodontic procedures for a class 2 overjet, the usual route is to do bicuspid extractions. So that's the teeth behind your canines. They're gonna pull those out, and that creates a lot of space for then your top teeth to move backwards and to align the top and bottom jaw teeth to each other so that you don't have as much of an overbite anymore. However, my mom was adamantly against the idea of extracting healthy teeth. Why would you want to extract healthy teeth? So she was adamantly against the idea, and so instead of correcting the overjet, she just wanted the teeth to be straightened, and so as a result, I got my top teeth straightened, my bottom teeth straightened, and I was left with around a 6 to 7 millimeter overjet. And if you're familiar with what normal overjet amounts are, a 1 to 3 millimeter overjet is around the tolerance that you're aiming for. So immediately, the moment I got my braces off, I was not super happy with my smile. Obviously, it looked a lot better than when I started, and everything was straightened out, but I did have a significant overjet. And so here are some pictures of what my overjet looked like before I started this process. I lived with it for 10 years, so obviously it was manageable, it didn't cause me any pain, but it's just something that really bothered me. I don't think a lot of people noticed it, especially from the front, but when I would turn to the side, my side profile, you could clearly see my top teeth were much more significantly jetting forward compared to my bottom teeth. Especially when I would laugh, you could see that my top teeth were really jutting out. And then additionally, it wasn't hard to close my mouth, but my top lips were definitely pursed like a little bit more, like they would have to stretch down a little bit more to close fully, just because it was so full up here and my lips wouldn't lie flat. They would lie kind of protruding, and they would be angled when looking at a side profile like this. So because of all those reasons, I've been wanting to get braces for a while, and I finally pulled the trigger after 10 years to get braces at age 24. Now, it is so important to select the right orthodontist. I have been through 6 consultations to find my current orthodontist. My thing was I didn't want to do the bicuspid extractions on the top jaw. I understand that in a lot of cases there's just not enough space and you have to extract the teeth to pull them back, but again, I'm with my mom in that I don't want to extract healthy teeth if I don't have to, and I didn't want to lose any teeth. So that was my thing. I went to 6 different orthodontists, and out of those 6 orthodontists, 5 orthodontists said one of my options was to extract teeth from my upper jaw so that they could pull the top teeth back to reduce my overjet. One of the orthodontists also suggested lower jaw surgery. So basically an overbite is caused by 2 things. It's caused by too many teeth on your top jaw, which causes the top jaw to be more forward compared to the bottom jaw. It's also caused by an underdeveloped lower jaw. So if your lower jaw sits backwards and it didn't develop forward enough, you can have an overjet because of that as well. So this orthodontist was saying, you know, part of the issue is also your lower jaw being a little bit too far backwards. So he offered lower jaw surgery as an option as well. So those were the 5 orthodontists I went to, and I really didn't want to do extractions. I was asking them if I could have any other options besides extractions. I also didn't want to do lower jaw surgery because that's very invasive, and they really would not give me any other option. And another thing is with these orthodontists, one of them I literally sat with for 5 minutes. And another one I sat with for 30 minutes, and he was rushing so hard to get me out of there. He really didn't give me any other options. He said, this is it. I was asking further questions, and he really said there's no other option. Like, this is the options I'm laying out for you, and I don't really care what you want, is what it felt like. And so I felt really, very rushed in the situations. Then I found my current orthodontist, who I absolutely love. He specializes in orthodontics and something called orthotropics. So orthotropics is focusing not only on getting the teeth into the right position, but looking at your overall facial posture and things like that. And he also considers your airways and not wanting to narrow your airways at all, because by extracting some teeth and pulling your teeth back, you're going to narrow your airways. And so he is really like a holistic orthodontist. He actually calls his place holistic orthodontics. And the moment I stepped in, I was shocked. He sat down with me and he didn't lay out the treatment plan. He asked me, what do you want out of this treatment? And I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. Like, what do you mean? What do I want? What do you want me to do? And I had to sit there for a moment, and then I explained what I wanted. I didn't want to do lower jaw surgery. I didn't want to do bicuspid extractions. I wanted some reduction of my overjet, but I had been living for it for 10 years. So if I didn't get full correction, I told him I would be happy with even just some reduction. And so he took that into all consideration. And he said to me, honestly, if you were my child, I wouldn't want to do bicuspid extraction for your top teeth. One, that would narrow your airway passages, and two, you're extracting two perfectly healthy teeth when I think we can get adequate correction without having to extract that teeth. So the option he presented to me was doing IPR, or interproximal reduction, on my top back teeth. What that is, it's basically he's shaving the sides of my back teeth so that he's creating some space there, and then he's able to pull my teeth back as a result. So what he was able to do was shave off around 0.5 millimeters from both sides of 3 of my back teeth. And that equates to around 6 millimeters of space on my top jaw that he's then able to pull my teeth back. Just for comparison, one bicuspid tooth is around 6 to 7 millimeters. So the amount of reduction that I'm getting is around the size of one bicuspid tooth. So if I were to get two bicuspids extracted, I would be getting around 12 to 14 millimeters of space. With the IPR, I'm only getting around 6 millimeters of reduction on the top jaw. So obviously I'm not going to be getting that full correction, but he said he would be able to reduce my 6 to 7 millimeter overjet around 50%. So hopefully it'll be lying around 3 to 3.5 millimeters of overjet. And again, a normal overjet that you want to aim for is around 1 to 3 millimeters. So I'll be at the upper end of, the normal range. But again, I've been living with a 6 to 7 millimeter overjet for 10 years of my life, and I am okay with having a 3 millimeter overjet. And I was really shocked to have him understand my needs rather than these other orthodontists who just wanted to get that absolute perfect correction and get those teeth to be exactly where they wanted it, versus what I wanted, which is just a reduction, but I didn't want to do invasive techniques like extractions and lower jaw surgery. So that is the pathway that I'm going on, and he's also using rubber bands, as you can see. And these rubber bands are also moving the lower jaw forward. And so I'm around 2 weeks into the plan now, and I can already see some really exciting changes. So one, I do see my lower jaw moving forward. My bite is not where it used to be. I think my bite used to previously be around here. And now my bite is here. So already in 2 weeks, I can see the rubber bands doing a lot of work. And then additionally, my front teeth used to be flared out like this more. I can already see them being pulled back to be straight. And I can still feel the spaces in my back teeth from the IPR. So I know there's still gonna be more push on my front teeth to get even more straight and move even closer to my back teeth. But after 2 weeks, this is my progress. So as you can see, I definitely still have the overbite, but again, I can see some significant improvements just after 2 weeks. And I'm going in for another adjustment after 2 weeks, so we can see what the doctor says then. But that is my story, my background, and I will take you guys along with this journey and keep you updated as I go through this whole plan. And I do plan to have braces on for 1.5 years, but we'll see if I can get that reduced. I'm hoping I can, just with seeing how fast the progress has been already, but I do know that moving teeth takes time. So the estimated plan is 1.5 years. But thanks for watching, and I hope this helped anyone along on their braces journey. I watched a ton of YouTube videos and did a ton of research before deciding to get braces. I was really nervous to get them on, and also really scared to get them on as an adult because, braces are something that teenagers get, and I didn't want to look like a teenager again. So I hope this helps, anyone in deciding to start their braces journey. I'm really happy with the results so far. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm really happy with the results, and I'm also really excited for this journey. It's something I've been wanting for 10 years, and I'm glad that I'm finally deciding to do it. And yeah, I just hope this helps.